Welcome in. Thanks for joining us here on this special report on Athletic Club Boise athletes. I'm Jordan Smith. AC-Boise is writing the first chapter of its history, bringing professional soccer to the Treasure Valley for the very first time. Thousands of fans have packed AC-Boise Stadium to watch this club take on some of the toughest competition in the USL. But behind every goal, every save, and every clean sheet, there's a player with a story. Tonight, we're introducing you to the athletes building this team from the ground up and off the pitch, from the wingbacks to the keepers to the coaching staff, shaping this club's identity. This is your chance to meet the team. First, we'll take a look at an Idahoan on the team. One of the most compelling stories behind every professional athlete is their journey to get to the highest stage, because while no two stories are the same, every athlete's journey to stardom starts with a dream and being brave enough to chase it. For AC-Boise's Keegan Euler, that dream started right here in the Treasure Valley. From an early age, Keegan Euler had a vision to play the beautiful game at the highest level possible.
You know, everybody starts with that dream growing up, but very few people stick with it. So that's kind of where the difference is. Some people want it, but they also want to put in the work to get there and won't stop till it happens.
The Meridian native got to work. He didn't grow up cutting his teeth at high-profile soccer academies. He did it here, on the fields of the Treasure Valley.
You have to love the grind. You have to love coming out here and suffering for your team. You have to live and breathe it every day. I haven't got tired of it yet. I love coming to practice every day, getting better.
Years of dedication and an unwavering commitment to the game paid dividends, earning him a scholarship to Oregon State, where he spent 2 years before rounding out his collegiate career in Orem, Utah.
Keegan Euler trying to find his teammates. It gets through, and it's in! Once again, the Wolverines score!
His remarkable playmaking skill set got him on the radar of some pretty important figures in the pro soccer world, including head coach Nate Miller.
I was talking to him maybe a couple weeks ago. It's like, Keegan, would you have ever dreamt 5 years ago when you were a kid, just thinking about playing college soccer, that you're going to be a professional, and not only that, in your hometown? And so when I think sometimes maybe he's disappointed, I want to play more, it's like, you've already hit the jackpot, you've already hit the lottery, like you're literally living your dream, and there's kids playing on fields all over the valley that are like, I want to be that guy.
The rookie midfielder has been competing relentlessly for a starting role. Last week in Vegas, he got his shot, and he took it.
The save, the follow, hammered home. Keegan Euler, the Idaho native.
His first professional goal in his first professional start.
So to be trusted with a role for that game, you know, it means a lot. I'm so grateful and blessed for my journey. Being able to go to the next step each time. It's come with a lot of hard work and adversity, but with also a lot of amazing people helping me along the way. So yeah, I'm very grateful for it.
That was some intense music, like the Avengers. Next up, we got a player whose road to AC-Boise has stretched halfway around the world. While Keegan Euler's dream started right here in the Treasure Valley, defender Jake Kroll's journey began thousands of miles away on a soccer field in Austria. And now he's reunited with the coach who believed in him from the very start, bringing his game to the City of Trees.
As a kid, it was always my dream. Very early on, I was like, I want to be a pro soccer player.
From an early age, Jake Kroll had his eyes set on the pitch. He was born overseas in Austria. His parents, Christian missionaries, moved there shortly after getting married, where they'd stay for 18 years. It's where Jake got his first taste of the sport.
In Austria, soccer is everything, and in 6th grade, I think it was, I was playing in national tournaments for my school team.
In middle school, his parents decided it was time to return to their Midwestern roots, heading home to Indiana, where the level of play was far below what Jake had grown accustomed to.
I moved from a school where I was having 2-hour training sessions at school every day to a school that didn't have soccer.
He made the most of it, playing clubs and eventually earning a spot on the academy team in Indiana. But his dreams of going pro slowly began to fade. He played ball at a small NAIA school in Michigan, where he expected to hang up the cleats after his 4 years were done. His head coach at the time, however, saw a future for Jake in the sport.
I coached Jake in college, and when he was 16 years old, I met him, recruiting him. It's amazing to see this kid turn out to be just a grown man who's plays with like so much consistency and character.
And he, after my junior year, I had a great junior year, won Conference Player of the Year, and he was like, you can go pro.
Jake embraced that support and fully committed, earning a contract with Union Omaha, where he'd win a USL championship. After bouncing around the league for a few years, his old head coach picked up the phone.
And he was like, hey, like, I'm probably going to Boise. You know, I want to bring you out there with me. And it's always been my dream to play for him again. And I remember that phone call, and I walked into our apartment at home after that phone call, and I said, babe, I think we're moving to Boise.
Jake and his family made the trip out west, bringing his high-intensity defense to the city of trees, falling in love with the Treasure Valley and learning to love the late sunsets. But they definitely appreciate the opportunity and the fans that support them.
You know, we just went to Westchester, and I think they probably had 50 people in the crowd. I feel like Boise came into this league, and we're trying to set the standard in every way. You know, in the way that we play, in the fan experience, being able to go out every single home match with a crowd over 7,000 people it's really special.
Still much more to come here on this AC Boise special. He left home in Michigan to chase a dream. How one AC Boise player is finding a new home and a new opportunity right here in Idaho. Welcome back. A new face on the AC Boise pitch is making history back home. He's the first professional soccer player to ever come from Whitehorse, Yukon, and his road to Boise ran through Seattle, Vancouver, and even Ireland.
I'm from Whitehorse, Yukon, and I'm the first professional player to come from there.
If you've caught a glimpse of AC Boise this year, chances are you've definitely seen this guy, Joseph Hansen. He's pretty easy to spot, rocking a tidy mullet and a goatee. But if you ever need a clue, look for the guy in the middle of a physical play.
Well, I mean, last year I played in Ireland, so it wasn't nearly as physical as that. Ireland is another animal.
Hansen's made a name for himself as a dependable right wing back, a hybrid position that splits time between defending and attacking.
I mean, my favorite part of the game is just getting run with the ball. I've always loved dribbling and taking players on and just creating chances. I love either setting up my teammates for chances and making passes or crosses, but also I love scoring goals and getting shots off myself.
As with every professional athlete, his journey to the big stage has been different than he envisioned, leaving home at 13 to pursue it.
When I was 13, I actually moved away from home to go live in Seattle with a host family there and played 2 seasons or 2 years with the team in Seattle, and then when I was 15, I ended up making the move to the Whitecaps Academy. I mean, I think the first probably like 2 years were pretty eye-opening, 3 years even. Like it was, yeah, I got pretty homesick for the first couple years.
He fought through it, and he's glad he did, earning an MLS Next Pro contract with the Whitecaps before bouncing to a Canadian Premier League squad, and most recently, Ireland.
I've played for, 4 teams in the last 5 years in 3 different countries and 2 different continents.
Then in January, his agent picks up the phone to tell him about a new opportunity in the city of trees.
My first thought was actually the football stadium, the blue turf. That's the only thing I knew about Idaho. And then right after I Googled where it was, and I was shocked that it was on like the West Coast.
And not too far from home. Since his arrival, he's fitting in nicely, both on the field and off with his new teammates.
I live with Benya. Me and Benya are roommates, so me and Benya are really good friends. We hang out a lot. Hang out with Jake Dangler a lot.
You and Jake playing runs together?
We have before. I'm not very good though, so I don't really feel like I'm at his level. I don't really want to drag him down.
There you have it. Xbox, soccer, outdoor living in Boise. A piece of the Yukon with him every step of the way. It's great to see these players finding a home here in Boise, but they had to leave home to do it. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the player who grew up in the Rust Belt, now here in the city of trees. Like every player on this roster, Dominic Gasso didn't come to Boise by accident. He came here for the fit and a coach who believes in him maybe a little bit more than he does himself.
Follow-up try, off to Woodwork, did it go? Everyone looking, and it is a goal! Gasso! How about that?
Dominic Gasso is fresh off 2 career best performances. At 22 years old, AC-Boise is starting to see why he came here. The kid from Michigan stepped out of his comfort zone and stepped into a career-changing opportunity here in Boise.
I think at first it was hard for him. I'm like, this is far away from home. He probably couldn't pick out Boise on a map before he got here. But I think the great thing that I love is it's the perfect environment for him because he's supported here, he's loved, we've got a great locker room, but he's also like, I'm really demanding of him, for sure. I'm very demanding of him, and I think that's because I love him and I want him to succeed.
That's what this city has become for Gasso. Not just a new club, a place where the expectation is high because the belief is high too, including the belief in dominance.
Everything he said, I agreed with 100%. From the culture, to the way how he wanted to play, to the relationships he wanted to have with his players. It was perfect. Everything he said was perfect.
Who doesn't want that in life? Who doesn't want to go somewhere where someone like sees something in you that you don't see in yourself? I think that can be like not a short-term motivational thing, but like a long-term desire to improve your discipline in life, how you show up every day.
Gasso has been around the USL before, most of that being in his own backyard.
And for Russ to deliver, hit away, back out for Gasso, the ball had eyes, and it found the net!
This move was different. Michigan to Boise is no small leap, but for Dom, the fit made the distance feel worth it.
The demand he puts on you as a player. Some players confuse that with he's mean, he's too much, but it just shows like he cares so much about his team. He wants you to do well. He gives so much, and that's the main thing that I love about him.
The part Dom might not fully realize yet is that Boise is starting to feel him too. Last weekend, he walked out with 7-year-old Jack, a young fan who shares his middle name, and left him with the kind of moment kids don't forget.
A 2-minute interaction with the kid can help him out so much, or just give him a core memory growing up. I probably don't realize the effect I'm having just because I love doing it. I'm not trying to help anyone else out. I just do it naturally just because I like it. But it's when you hear that, you just feel a sense of proudness.
Boise didn't just give Dominic Gasso a new club. It gave him a place to be pushed, a place to be seen, and maybe a place to become what AC-Boise believed he could become.
Coming up here, from South Africa to Chicago to Boise, the unexpected journey that made Tumi Moshebain an AC-Boise star. Welcome back to our AC-Boise special. We hope you're enjoying getting to know these players a little bit more as we approach the back half of the season. It's been a roller coaster of a season, but one of the many bright spots on this team continues to be its core of young, talented players, including South African native Tumi Moshebain. He's soft-spoken on camera, but on the field, his game speaks for itself with his dazzling ball movement and his charismatic celebrations. Tumi Moshebain has been known to bring the house down on more than one occasion at Athletic Club Boise Stadium. But his road to stardom here in the City of Trees actually began worlds away.
Obviously, born and raised in South Africa. Growing up as a kid, obviously, you want to be your wish is to play in the big European leagues. You kind of dream of that, and you believe you'll be there. But obviously, paths are different and whatnot.
Tumi's path brought him to Chicago in 2015, where he played at a local community college before transferring into an NAIA program, hopeful to develop into a football star.
My first month here, I was like, why did I leave South Africa and come here? I even told my uncle I'm ready to go back now because I don't really see a pathway to pro here. The level is not I guess to the standard where it could give me that opportunity.
His uncle, though, urging him to stay and finish his education, promising him the window to becoming a professional athlete remained very much open. Tumi agreed and stayed the course. And who should he cross paths with but head coach Nate Miller?
That's where I met Nate through my head coach, because I used to play against him when he was in Spring Arbor.
Small world, and Tumi left quite a first impression. He'd bounce around several USL clubs before signing with Nate in San Diego, where he helped lead the team into the playoffs. When Nate picked up the phone and told him to come to Boise, Toomey was skeptical but intrigued.
The kind of football he plays is attractive for players who enjoy having the ball, who enjoy attacking. It was a no-brainer, yeah, but also at the same time it was kind of like tough because I still want to be like in the East because that's where obviously most of my family is. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather be playing at a place where I'm happy than just playing somewhere else.
In Boise, he's found it, playing in front of sold-out crowds in an offensive system that allows him to thrive and remind the world it's Toomey time. Toomey's a great dude. We've gotten to get to know him a little bit more. His goal celebration, super cool, makes the M with his finger, hits the watch. Celebration you're not going to forget, and you can do it along with him next time he puts it in the net. Feels like every time he touches the ball, something special happens. When we come back, we take a look at a guy not really supposed to be this good of a goal scorer given his position. Nick Moon taking AC-Boise by storm. He's already put his name in club history, but the story isn't really about the goal. It's about why Nick Moon picked Boise and why he fits a first-year club still writing its first chapter.
I mean, it was just a nice moment. I think everyone on the team felt it. It was like an emotional thing. It was a lot of passion poured out in that moment, I feel like. That's where the passionate comes out. I have never thought about doing that ever in my life, so just looked nice to do. Just kickable.
That was a moment, but it's also a marker. Moon has 2 goals and 1 assist on the season, and you've seen his impact in the identity that this club is building. When a club is brand new, the firsts come fast. First road trips, first home match, first home goal. And Nick Moon wanted to be here, well, those firsts became club history.
I mean, I've got a couple of reasons, but obviously Nate is one of them. And just seeing what they're building here is something that you want to be a part of for sure.
Miller sees Moon as a fit that goes beyond tactics. He isn't the loudest guy in the room, but he's one of the most competitive.
Yeah, Nick is a classic introvert, but with a big heart, and he's a real competitor. I think how he projects his competitive fire is different than some, but like it's a fire burning deep inside of him.
Miller says when Moon finds a rhythm, it's a problem.
He's a guy that definitely, I would say, performs well when things around him are flowing. We have to work hard in our game to get Nick into like a sense of flow. But when he does, man, like he is a 1v1 nightmare to play against, and he can really like carry a team.
Off the field, that competitive edge doesn't go away. It just shows up in a different place. Simple, routine, and a little unexpected.
What's something that people wouldn't know about Nick Moon that maybe you could share with us?
I mean, I like to cook. I like music. I like to cook with music. That's a necessity.
What's on the YouTube playlist?
A lot of stuff that people probably don't want to listen to.
Okay, like what? It's got to name a couple of it.
Popcorn.
It's a small detail, but it tells you who he is as a person. He's got his routine, he's got his reset, and he's still himself even when the cleats are off. And when you ask him where this club can go, he doesn't tiptoe around it.
We have no other goal than to be top 3. And we want home playoff games, and we think that's one of the things that's going to help win championships is being here in front of the fans.
The first home goal etched Nick Moon's name into club history. Now it's about turning belief into results and turning a first-year club into a problem for the rest of the league.
And the most remarkable part about this first-year club, every home game has been a sellout up to this point. That's something you do not see throughout this league. Thanks for joining us here for the Athletic Club Boise special. We hope you got to get to know some of these players a little bit better. Keep an eye out for the next stories coming up.